DAX basics in Power BI desktop. What is DAX? So DAX is data analysis expression to solve many basic calculations and data analysis problems in Power BI desktop. It is a collection of functions, operators, constants that can be used in formula or in expression to calculate and return one or more values. So it will help you to create new information on the fly in your Power BI desktop and for your visuals. So why it is so important? So when you use Power BI desktop, it is easy to create a dashboard by just importing a data set from any data source and plot the data with the help of visuals. But you will face some limitations when you want to uh, analyze the data in different manner. Like for example, if you want to analyze growth percentage, you want to analyze year on year growth compared to your market trends, or you want to compare one previous year and current year, and many other combinations, so which are not possible by just using visuals uh, and plotting it in the dashboard. So in this, so at this time, DAX formula comes into picture. So it provides this capability and many other important capabilities as well. So learning how to create effective DAX formulas will help you get most out of your data. When you get the information uh, you need, you can begin to solve real business problems that affect your bottom line. And so there are different types of DAX functions. So I have given some categories which are there for DAX functions, like date and time, information, logical, mathematical, statistical, text, and time intelligent functions. So if you have used Excel, you might be familiar with this categories or this functions or formulas which you use in Excel. So many of the DAX functions will appear similar to you. And if you are using Power BI for first time, not to worry. If you know basic calculations like sum, average, count, so if formula and formula, so those kind of formulas are used in DAX functions. So what is unique? So what is unique in DAX functions? So a DAX function always refers to a particular column or a table. And if you want to use only particular values from a table or a column, you can add filters to that formula itself. And if you need to customize calculations on a row by row basis, DAX provides functions that let you use the current row value or a related value as a kind of argument to perform calculations that vary by the context. And DAX also includes many functions that return a table rather than a value. A table is not displayed when I mention table, but it is used to provide an input to other functions. For example, you can retrieve a table and then take the count of the distinct values in it, or calculate dynamic sums across filtered tables or columns. So this is the power of DAX functions. And also DAX includes variety of time intelligence functions, which will let you define or select date ranges, perform dynamic calculations based on them. And for example, if you want to compare sum across parallel periods, so so DAX function is a kind of tool which will help you to calculate on the fly when you select a particular slicer in, and if you want to slice and dice and do calculations on the fly, that time DAX measures are very useful. So this was the brief introduction which I gave now for DAX. Now let's start with how to use DAX in Power BI. So it has a syntax. So when you write any formula, there is a syntax. So in DAX also we have a syntax, like we can break it down into is equal to a column, a operator, and a reference column. So the very first basic thing is, when you want to write a DAX measure, it should start with a equal to sign, and then you refer a particular column, and it will be in square brackets, and then the operator to subtract or add or divide or multiply, and then the referred column, that is the total cost column here. So this is the basic syntax which you should keep in mind before using the DAX measure. So let's write our first DAX measure in Power BI desktop. uh, to write a DAX measure, there are two ways. One is you select the table, right click, new measure, or else you select the table on the top ribbon in the table tools. So this is your home tab. You can go to table tools, new measure, and you can write a measure. So currently I will select this sales analysis group table, right click, new measure. So in this table I have a column called taxable value. So I want to take a summation of that particular taxable value. So what I will do is, first I will give it a name as sales, and I will write sum. So when you start typing a letter, it will populate the functions. Okay, and you can then navigate up and down which function you want to choose. I will choose sum and press tab. When you press tab, it will give you a syntax of bracket open, and you will select the table name, or you can start typing taxable value. So taxable value, I am using sales analysis grouping wise table, taxable value, and I will enter tab, close bracket, okay, and press enter. Okay, so here you have the sales measure. So if I want to plot it, I will select a table. I want to plot it by category, and I will select the sales. Okay, so here you have the sales measure. Okay, so now next we will write another formula. So we have total cost plus FC. We will write a new measure, and name it as total cost inclusive of fixed cost, and we will do a summation total, and we will select that particular column. Okay, we'll plot it in our table, and now we will create another formula, that is profit. So we have profit here, but I want to create a formula by subtracting cost from the this particular sales. So I will write net profit, and I will type sales. So when you type sales, or for example if you type bracket and sales, okay, so you have written the sales formula. You can select this subtraction, you can write again bracket open, and you can write total, and you can select your total cost formula and press enter. Okay, I will select this net profit. So when you write a DAX measure, sometimes it is not formatted. So what do you do is you select the table, you select that particular DAX measure. When you select a DAX measure, you will get options of formatting. So I want to format it. I will put commas separator. In this manner you can format it, and I will format the sales also. I want to remove the decimals. Next is the net profit, comma separated. Zero decimals. Okay, so now we will write another formula. So we have sales, cost and net profit. I want to find the percentage to sales. So I will write a new measure. profit percentage to sales is equal to bracket open net profit divided by bracket open sales. I will select this particular net profit and convert it into percentage. Okay, so now I will add another formula, that is sales to the percentage of grand total. So for this you will have to create one more measure, that is sales total is equal to calculate sales comma all category. In all I need to select the table name, close bracket, enter. So I plotted this sales total into this table, and you can see that it is showing grand total for each category. So in the table we had grand total here, but with the help of this particular function called calculate, so what it does is it will calculate the sales. So if you write calculate, it will take the expression that is sales formula, and it will filter, and it will, so all function what it does is it will keep all the filters, that is it will not consider the category individual total, it will consider the total of all the categories when you write all. Okay, it is kind of a filter. It avoids the filter of each category, and it will give you the total of sales for all the categories together, and it will give you the total. So this is the use of calculate and all function. We will get deep down into calculate. I wanted to show you the sales percentage of cutlery or each category to the grand total. So hence I wanted a grand total, and then I can use each sales divided by grand total. So now we will write another measure. Right click on this table, new measure. Sales percentage to grand total is equal to sales divided by sales total. We will change it to percentage. Okay. So as you can see here, furniture is has the highest share, that is 80% in the total sales. Second is the hardware, and third is stationery and the cutlery. So with the use of DAX measure, I could find out net profit percentage to sales and sales of each category to the grand total. Okay. So these were some few examples, basic examples of DAX measure. Next, we will use some other DAX functions. Okay, we will create another measure using a function called division, or not division. We'll just divide. So we have sales and we have quantity. So we don't have rate. So if you want to derive rate, we can use just division for in the by dividing the two formulas of sales and quantity. So to do that, we will first derive the quantity sold. So just click on table, new measure. Rate is equal to, sorry, we have to write a summation of quantity sold. So quantity is equal to sum quantity change the name to quantity sold. So as we got an error because the quantity name was already present here in this table. As you can see here, you cannot give same name to the as column name. You have to the measure name should be different than the column name, then only it will accept. So I will write again a new measure called rate. I want to find the rate of products. So rate is equal to sales divided by quantity sold. So I will plot goods and I will plot quantity sold. I will plot a rate. Okay. So I have plotted a slicer here for year and month. Now I want to find the average rate for category. Okay. So what I will do is I will select this table, new measure, average rate is equal to, I will use average formula. So it will return a arithmetic mean of that particular rate column. So average of rate. So I will insert average rate here. So we have different types of products for each category. So it will plot an average rate for that category of all the products. Now I want to find out what is minimum sale and maximum sale in particular category. So to do that, I will use minimum and max formula in DAX. Minimum sales is equal to min. It will return the smallest sales value of that particular column. So I will use min function and bracket sales. Okay, so in minimum formula, we can't use the DAX measure which we created. So we will use our taxable value, okay. So we have minimum sales. We will create another DAX measure, that is maximum sales equal to max. Okay, so we will plot both minimum, maximum. Okay, so with the help of minimum and maximum functions, we have plotted the minimum sales in cutlery and other furniture and other categories. So just to avoid confusion, I will remove the grand total. Okay, so for cutlery we have minimum sales of 15 and maximum sales of 33 lakhs, and we also can find average sales. So what I will do is we will create a average sales value. So we have sales value, we have minimum sales, we have maximum sales. We can find out average sales value. Average sales is equal to average taxable value. Okay, So I plotted the average sales here. So as you can see, now we have total sales for cutlery. Minimum sales is 15, average sales is 85,000, and maximum sale value is 33 lakh 6,280. Okay, and average rate is 2,000. And for example, if I want to see, so for cutlery, I have cup, spoon, and tray. So number of quantity sold is 9 lakh 59,000 with average rate of 2,000. Minimum sales is 15, and average sales is 85. Maximum sales is 33 lakhs. So in this way, you can use DAX measure. Like we till now we have seen sum formula, we have seen average formula, we have seen minimum formula and max formula, and calculate formula as well. Next we will use count formula. So we'll create a new measure. So we have party name and place. So I want to count the number of party name and number of places where these products are sold. So I will type count of place is equal to, I will use distinct count. I will plot the count of place in this table. Okay. So in this way, when we use count, uh, when we plot it in the table, we can find that cap is sold in 41 places, chair is sold in 40 places, and similarly for other description of goods. So in this way, we can use count formula.